We wear a mask to hide who we truly are. And we wear a mask to hide the feelings that our shadow is trying to avoid. We wear a mask to disguise ourselves from others. Perhaps it is time for us to start removing a mask or two. We wear a mask to disguise ourselves, and sometimes the mask may be invisible to others. But perhaps, as I said, it's time to remove some of the masks that we wear. Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome back. Queen Osset here. And today I'm just going to do a brief video about wearing masks and removing some of those masks and really get into that place of embracing our shadow self. Remember, in my first video, I suggested that you get one of these. Because this, when you really look at yourself, you have no need for this. But let me show you some of the masks that we do wear. Sometimes in our lives, many of us have to put on a facade, a face. We have to, it's not necessarily pretend, we try to be cognizant or conscious of another person's feelings. Sometimes we put on a mask to cover up pain and suffering. We lie to protect ourselves, not to be mean or rude. Sometimes our mask really holds or keeps some things deep beneath the surface. Sometimes that mask has no differentiation between what is real and what is not. Sometimes the illusion becomes our reality. Sometimes the mask we put on is so that we can fit in with others. It makes us feel like we're part of the group. No one wants to be left outside. No one wants to be excluded. So sometimes we resort to this sort of mask. Or sometimes we wear this kind of mask. We want to be sovereign. We want to do the adult thing. And there's a part of us that wants to be nurtured and taken care of. We want to be queen. But we don't have the wherewithal. We don't have the knowledge, the skills, or we feel that we don't. Or perhaps you do. And so you resort to juvenile, childlike behavior to avoid responsibility. Sometimes we wear the mask of being so caught up in daily life, busy, business, other things, to the point where you shut down. Sometimes we wear a mask because we become so hardened after experiencing so much loss, unhappiness. So it's better for us to just be cold and avoid any human contact, any warmth. That's an excuse. That's a mask that we wear. Or sometimes we have to keep the mask on, keep it contained, because we fear that if we remove it, nothing but destruction will come of it. This is sort of like wearing a half mask. You are aware of everything, and yet you say nothing. Because sometimes it's just easier to, as they say, keep the peace. So, I'm here talking about masks, and every card that I have showed you, I have been guilty of as well. And this is part of your shadow work, taking ownership of that and being okay with exposing your vulnerabilities, you know, without being judged. I don't feel that I'm going to be judged for what I've just shared with you. This is why we do this. You know, wearing a mask sometimes could be just something as simple as when someone asks if you're okay and you respond by saying yes. And you're not. But you put on that, what we say, game face. You put on that mask because honestly, very few people can handle distressing news. And very few people are actually interested in how you are doing. I mean, if you are asked, this was something that happened to me. I was asked how I was doing, and I said I was doing okay. And the person kept pushing, just okay? What do you mean, just okay? And I said, yes, I'm doing just okay. And then they said to me, well, you don't seem like yourself. And I said, excuse me, this is one facet of who I am. You know, I'm not always smiling and happy. Some days I really am just okay. And I'm fine with that. But then we excuse our truth by saying, it wasn't me, or I'm having a bad day. So, how to unmask? How do we stop lying to ourselves? Well, a little bit at a time, because it does make you vulnerable. It does put you in a place where you are exposing yourself. You can start by telling someone you trust how you really feel. Has to be my words today. This is someone that you feel really comfortable with. Take your time. It is a process. You're not being asked to rush this. And if there isn't someone that you feel that you can trust implicitly, ask your spirit guides if you work with spirit guides. Ask deity if you work with a deity. Talk to your ancestor. And if there is no one or nothing else, go outside and put your hands on the ground and speak to Mother Earth and release that. Talk to a tree. Go out in nature. Believe me, that is the most non-judgmental environment that you can put yourself in, and you deserve that. So for this phase of your shadow work, pull out your journal, and you're going to write down. Pull out your journal and several cards. What does your mask look like to you? I just revealed several of mine. Several of my old masks, I'll put it to you that way. These are masks I no longer wear. I have no need of them. And part B, write down all the lies you tell yourself. So I'm going to leave you with a parting message. I hope I have my book here. Yes, I do. Okay. So, it is time to take off your mask. Stop trying to appear different to who you really are. It's time to take off your mask and be the real you. You cannot get the love and attention you're craving by pretending to be someone you're not. Why are you so frightened to be honest with yourself and others? Do you feel that you will lose friends and opportunities by showing others your imperfections, fears, and vulnerabilities? Are you constantly doing things to please others, even if doing this does not work for you? This card indicates that you need some time to get to know yourself and what is important in your life. You will know that you are evolving when other people's judgments of you no longer impact you. Let me repeat that again. You will know that you are evolving when other people's judgments of you no longer impact you. If you have an incredible talent, believe in yourself. Don't hide your greatness because others feel envious or resentful. Remember, every great leader had people who loved them and believed in them, as well as those who doubted and disliked them. So here's your action. Take a few deep breaths and focus on your body. Reflect in which areas of your life are you wearing masks and not being authentic. Think of different situations that makes you feel vulnerable. Imagine taking off the mask that you wear and speaking honestly with kindness to a particular person who intimidates you. Take back your power. Give yourself permission to be real and to say what you mean from a place of gentleness and compassion.